for one, can't believe it's already round 11. I also think it's hilarious that I'm going to be in the States for the next 2 weeks and just going, oh, yeah, footy. Just like,
which means
it's going to be so.
Guess who's got the keys?
And it's going to be chaos. So
it's Jez off the hook.
I think what we'll do is that at some point we'll either have you record something by yourself or we do a quick call and it's just me going, Jez, what happened? And then letting you go off the chain anyway. But yeah, so for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have pretty short shows whilst I'm traveling around the USA, following some basketball and hanging out with mates of mine. But there is, so since I moved home, there is like an Australian pub in New York, and I think it's actually kind of close to where I'm staying. So that this coming weekend, I think I'll land Saturday, so I might be able to catch some of the Sunday games, maybe. But yeah, so we'll see how we go with my international footy watching experience. But it is round 11. It is chaos. It's going to be unreal.
Let's get into it.
In Tassie.
Taswegia.
Thursday night. We're going down to Tassie. This is going to be nuts.
It's going to be freezing.
This is Hawthorn versus Adelaide in Tassie. What a weird week to do this. But anyway, that's fine. I'm glad that Tassie gets a game during the sort of combination Sir Doug Nichols round. So happy days there.
No, it is great.
The Hawks are 15.5-point favourites against the Crom. And I feel like the Tassie part throws a bit of a spanner in the wrench, as we say at NBA Australia. Can the Hawks – I feel like the Hawks are always like, you know, Sicily actually didn't wear the long sleeves this week, which is a bit of a weird. Should have chucked him in start of the week, but they did get smashed and he wasn't wearing sleeves. What are you doing, James Sicily? But 15.5, what do we reckon here, Jez? Can Adelaide keep this close? If you think about the times that these two teams have played before, I've got a feeling there was a couple of years ago they played in Adelaide and it was really, really close. But that was also when, like, I think the Hawks were sort of back on the ascendance and Adelaide were the sort of gun team. I might just be making all of this up. But
it sounds plausible, completely plausible. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one, and I think I'm going to take Adelaide, but I think I would have given Adelaide more of a chance if it was in Melbourne. The fact that it's in Tassie, I think, brings it back to Hawthorn a bit, but I think 15.5 is way too high. I can't see. I'm like some
sort of footy brain genius because yes, last year in round 14.
It's almost like you had it on the screen in front of you to read it and pretend like you.
I just checked it. I'm like, oh, I wonder if that was the game in 47-44. June 13 last year at the UTAS Stadium in Launceston. So knew it was a close game. Knew that it was the Hawks on the ascendancy because these two teams did play in the finals last year as well. Yeah. So
I think you're right, yeah.
Pretty close game.
Was it?
And they play
I think they did. I think it was a semi, maybe.
Let's find out.
Let's have a look.
Anyway, good stuff though. I think this is probably a little bit too
Yes,
much.
They played in the semi-final, which Hawthorn won in Adelaide by 34 points. So.
That's right, because the Crom went out in straight sets, didn't they?
That's right.
That was it. Yeah. Crazy. So 15.5 just feels a bit too rich.
It's too high.
Blood, so I'm going to take Adelaide.
Yep, I'm with you.
Adelaide. Awesome game incoming though, I reckon. Maybe I'll find someone in Adelaide to watch that. Friday night, dream time at the G. One of the great moments on the Aussie footy. The Tigers, 13.5-point underdogs against the Bomb Rays. How are you feeling about this one, Jez?
Concerned. I've actually been, a couple of years ago, I did the Dreamtime long walk with Michael Long. Got to meet he was my hero when I was a kid, got to meet Michael Long and walked on the MCG, and it was one of the best things I've done, so I'd love to do it again, and we'll do it in years to come. I'm going to take the Tigers to cover. I think this is going to be a stupidly close game, and I may not even be able to watch it. So that's if I want to keep my TV in one piece.
I like it. 46-37 last year. But the Dreamtime game, you smashed them 81-58. So the last time you played, the Tigers won. The last time you played the Dreamtime in the G game, you won. I'm going to go Essendon. I think there's a little bit more to your guys than to the Tigers. And I think your fears are well-founded, but I think there's enough going on there for the Bomb Rays to get by them, I think. Especially at 13.5.
I think that, but I also know what my team are like. And aside from the Melbourne win, this was the last time we won. Was this game last year. So it's been one win in 12 months. I would dearly love to smash Richmond just to say that we've actually got something about us. I think I'll even be disappointed in, an under 10-point win, but I'll take it. And every part of me says we're going to lose this. I'm so not confident it's not funny.
So 81-58 last year. The two Dreamtime of the G games before that, you won by 12 points, 86-74, and then 1 point. The classic from 2 years ago.
Yeah, Sam Durham kicked the goal to win the game. I was at both of those, so awesome. Yeah.
Should be a cracking game. I don't know how good the footy will be, but
yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be high skill and on point. Put it that way.
The other doubleheader on the second part of the doubleheader, the Ross Lyon Bowl. Freo versus St Kilda. The Dockers absolutely flying. Ross Lyon going to drag him into the dirt once more. This is out west. I think plays very, very handily for Freo. They won there last year, 81-69. 25.5 feels like a bit though, Jez.
Very high. I think it's high. But I also think if Freo gets a run on, they could bury St Kilda. So I'm going to take them to win by that. But don't be surprised if it's another one of those those close wins that they've been having, just getting the job done. They did the same thing even on Sunday against Essendon. They put the game to bed by half time and just coasted. So they're just... And I'm starting to think it's a tactic or it's a plan to do this because maybe they want to hold it and wait until they get to the pointy end of the year because they have had trouble in the latter half of the year the last couple of years. So maybe it's a plan to just temper things and just roll through and get to the right time and go, okay, boys, now put the foot down. So
I like this.
I've just talked myself into taking St Kilda. Cover.
I'm still taking Freo, so that's fine by me.
We got 2 out of 3 different at the moment, Jim.
Yeah, that's all right. We haven't done a score update. I'll do that at the end. Then we go North Melbourne, 10.5-point underdogs against Gold Coast.
I want to know what you're going to do here because it's below your beloved 27th parallel.
So I feel like Gold Coast aren't as affected by Marvel when it comes to the 27th parallel. I have absolutely zero data to back this up until I click on a couple of links here and look at their record at Marvel in the last 5 years. But I think there's at least sort of, I reckon the indoors for North, it obviously is in their favour. That's why it's a very short line. Like a 10.5-point line is not much. But then you sort of start thinking about, I don't know, the way that North move the ball, the way that Gold Coast can be a little bit underwhelming at times. And when I say a little bit, they can be wildly underwhelming. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky. So if we look at the way that Gold Coast have played the last 10 games at Marvel, if they smashed the Blues last year, I was at that game. It was just wildly depressing. Gold Coast killed Essendon last year. Not a surprise. Did they kill
us, or was that the goal after the siren by Mac Andrew?
No, this is the 115-74 smashing.
Oh.
So
I'll be quiet then.
They lost. They did lose to Richmond there at the start of the year last year, which is still crazy. The Mac Andrew game was the 87-86 game at the end of 2024. These two teams last played there in 2024, and North Melbourne actually won that game, which is a bit of a weird one. But I'm going to trust Gold Coast. It's below the 27th parallel, and I do love me the Roos at Marvel usually. Just think Gold Coast might be a little bit too good, a little bit too big. Big Ben King game, bounce back. I think they squeak it out. It might not be an absolute smashing. I think they're just too good for North Melbourne, though. What about you, Jez?
Yeah, I think North are a bit down on themselves now. I think that loss was pretty bad on the weekend, so I think they'll probably bounce back to an extent, but I'm going to go with the Gold Coast to win. And I think you're right. I think Ben King, he's had, even though he's still, either leading or second in the goal kicking, he's had a couple of, quieter weeks. And I think this could be a big bounce back game for him.
Nice. We have a 2022 grand final rematch. Geelong, Sydney. That was a great grand final. It was over.
Said no one ever.
Yeah. This one's at GMHBA down at Taxpayer Park. So 10.5-point favourites of the Cats. This is a huge test to my Sydney will never lose again.
Massive test.
So clearly have to take Sydney. Plus 10.5. So I can't take Geelong and have
Twilight
Sydney never
fixture.
lose again.
The Twilight fixture.
This is
4:15. So yeah. I'm going to do something controversial here, and I'm going to have a look at what the weather is going to be in Geelong, because, and I'll tell you why. So Saturday 18 and sunny, no rain in Geelong. Jim, this one's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
I am going to go with the Cats because I think they're playing just slightly better footy than the Swans at the moment. And the Swans are due a loss, even though they're never going to lose again. So I'm gonna live dangerously and go Geelong.
All right. Yeah. I can't in good conscience not take the Sydney Swans.
No, I'd be disappointed if you did. So
Collingwood, 44.5-point favourites in Pendle's record-breaking game.
Excuse me, in Harley Reid's 50th game.
That's it. Let's rank all 50 of these games.
I was going to ask you that. Are they going to do that? I'll be disappointed when they don't.
They should. And obviously the Pies, like that, being that big of favourites at the G, huge, big landmark game. I think West Coast coming off the big win this week probably works against them. So they're not going to be playing crazy spoiler. But they could be running high on a bit of confidence. Do you think they could cover that 44.5, Jez? I don't really know. I don't think so. I think I'm going to go the Pies.
I think they can. And the reason being is I just don't think Collingwood put that much. They're not a massive scoring team. They don't have the forward line to be that massive scoring team. And one part of West Coast game on the weekend that was really good and kept them in it was their defence. So I think with that being a young team, the confidence is a lot easier to pick up and run with. They have shorter memories than which is reverse to actual life where they have longer memories and us old boys lose our memories. But as far as footy memory goes, I think that they live in the moment a little bit more being a young team. So I think that they can cover it, and I think they will cover it. I think you'll find Collingwood will get out to a 5-6 goal lead by half time and probably keep it at about that. So I'm going to go with the Eagles with my beloved Harley Reid. He's my man.
Love that.
I want him in an S.
That's I think it has the feeling of the game where everybody's so up and about for the Pies that they just go whack and it turns into just an absolute pie-lanch and it's all over, right? So, yeah. All right. There's a double header on Saturday night as well because Port Adelaide are up against Carlton against Pendles' massive breaking fixture, so that's awesome. But the cool thing is Port Adelaide are playing at home and Carlton stink at Adelaide Oval. So here we go. Adelaide, Port Adelaide. Carlton beat West Coast there last year. I was at that game. We beat them in 2024, did the Blues, when we were playing awesome. We haven't played that good since until basically this weekend past. And essentially any other time that we've played Adelaide or Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval in the last 7 years, they've lost. So I foresee a close effort from the Blues that they ultimately lose. So I'm going to go the Blues plus 10.5. Jez, what do you got?
I think this is the week that Mitch Georgiadis learns to kick straight, and I'm going to go with Port to win by probably 4 goals, I reckon. So,
yeah, if I'm drunk in a bar in New York and not watching this at 4 a.m. in the morning, I think I'll be okay with things. So, Sunday, GWS 14.5-point underdogs at home against Brisbane, which is a
interesting line.
But here we are. This is at NG. So it's nowhere weird like Canberra. I think it's just weirdly in NG.
Weirdly at their home ground.
The Brisbane Lions haven't been that wildly convincing. I still think they're good enough to beat the Giants at NG though. So give me Brisbane.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll bounce back. It's not like they were beaten by the bottom team. They were beaten by a pretty good team, Brisbane. So, and GWS, they promised so much in that first round, and then they've just basically fallen off the cliff. So yeah, I'm going with Brisbane as well.
And then we finish off with a really interesting one because there's no game at the G on the Sunday. This is at Marvel. Western Bulldogs, half-point underdogs hosting Melbourne, which is just a weird one. Melbourne are flying. The Dogs
are garbage.
In all sorts. What are we? It's a bit of a strange. I don't know how aren't favoured by more. Like, I don't know if it's the problem of them playing at Marvel or something, but
maybe.
Still, it's a bit weird.
I'm going with D's.
Let's have a look at Melbourne. Melbourne at Marvel and how they've gone in their last 10 games. They beat West Coast there, 2 weeks ago? Last week?
And West Coast are on top of the world, so very hard to beat at the moment.
I think Melbourne only play West Coast at Marvel because it's the last 2 games. Then it's a St Kilda loss, a North Melbourne loss, and the Dogs killed them there 2 years ago. But that's a hard one. I think Melbourne is still too good for the Dogs at the moment. So yeah.
I think it'll be both. It'll be a lot. Yeah, I'm very, very, very strange line, but yeah, Melbourne for me.
All right. Nice one. Well, I picked tracking. We had 3 different last week as well. I picked up 2 of them to Jez's 1, so I'm back within 1 pick overall against the spread for the season, 46-45. So not bad. So last thing we do every show here, Sleevo's Punters Club.
Sleevo.
I'm going to go back to the well and ask for a big Jamie Elliott game in Pendles' big game. I was thinking about a Pendles 20-plus disposals, 1 goal, little nibble as well, which I think has got to be just about a guarantee. The goal might be the tricky part of it, but I think he at least gets around 20 touches. But the Jamie Elliott 3+ is probably what I want to do this week. I think he goes absolutely wild. And, yeah, so I'm going to go Jamie Elliott 3+ against the Eagles. It's like playing himself back into form properly sort of stuff. And, yeah, the Pendles 20+ and a goal.
And last week, your best bet got voided because Thriller was a late out. So
late scratching for Thriller with his 3 or 4, and I think they didn't really need him.
Still played better than my best bet last week. So,
Cadman 3+. Oh, didn't realize you were holding a grudge.
Yeah,
I was like putting him on blast.
No, that's all right.
What's your?
I'm going to go Essendon Richmond or Richmond Essendon Dreamtime at the G. I'm going to go the under. So I had a quick squeeze. It's 176. is the over-under for that game on Sportsbet, and I think that's way too high. I think this will be one of those 65 to 55 kind of games. So, I think that's because if we're at 176, that's if it's close, both teams have got to get 80 to 90 points, and I just don't see that happening. I think if it happens, it'll be Essendon. I can't see Richmond kicking more than 8, maybe 10 goals tops. So
their last 4 matches haven't topped that. So
yeah.
And if you go back to 2022 when Richmond weren't horrible, that was the last time over. So yeah,
there you go.
Anyway, is that it?
I think that's it, Jim.
Gosh, I think that. Oh Lord, better press
that. Done all right.
Well, that is it. Round 10 wrap. Round 11 preview show in the bag. As mentioned, we'll pop by very shortly at some point next week for a show as well. I'll be in New York at that point.
Jez will have the keys. Look out, everyone. Woo!
Just a quick check-in for you, probably 10, 15 minutes. I've got a microphone with me while I'm over
Make sure
there.
I haven't burnt the joint down.
Just check it all. That's it. Follow us on all the socials everywhere. Jump in the comments. Say good day. Make sure you're subscribing, everything, all that sort of good stuff. On YouTube. Jump in the comments.
Send us some pics or put them up on the wall if that still exists of your local club's Indigenous jumpers. I really like seeing all the different designs out there, and it'd be really great if you are part of a local club, even if it's not footy, if it's rugby league, if you're one of those people, or even anything, if you do some sort of Indigenous jersey or design, just post it to us and we'll pop it up because it's really great to see all the different designs that come out. They're pretty awesome. So yeah, we'll get a bit of a discussion going over the everyone's favourite Indigenous jersey for the AFL. So I've got a couple there. So we'll get that up and about during the week as well because probably one of my favourite times of the year is the Indigenous round. So
nice. Hell yeah.
Let's get into it, Jim.
All right, well, there you go.
See you in a couple of weeks, bud.
Upcoming. Yeah, I'm going to go jump on a plane in not much time and spend 14 hours on a plane away from my old mate and kids and just be like, this is...
And come back weird. And get a knife right in the neck. And a couple of kids just pushed your way. So
it's like, there's your problem now, and then I got to.
You'll be back in time for the Footy Unfilterated Cup on Essendon Carlton on the King's birthday weekend. So
should be awesome.
Yeah.
Righto. Well, until we talk to you next week, stay off the rubbish gear. This has been Footy Unfilterated.
See you.